Hey guys, what's up? This is my Warhammer 40k Adeptus Custodes. So first off, this is an all-in minifigure scale, as always. So let's go ahead and scale in the Astartes and our most normal minifigure ever. So I have Astartes here, a little bit, below his shoulder line. And then for Emmett, he's about half as tall as our Custodes is, which is about accurate to how tall they actually are in the lore of Warhammer 40k. So now getting to how I built this and just basic stuff about it, like range of motion and such. It is a little bit fragile, I suppose, in the torso, but the arms can raise to about there. They can go forward and back, but you have to hold it together quite a decent bit as you do so, because these bars are really stable in there. Anyway, so that's really good for posability. Those can go 360 degrees. And then this can go up and down. And then the wrists can twist as much as you want. So you can have a varying degrees of posability with the elbow and the wrist. This is just one of these weird fez type pieces, by the way. Same with the other arm. Bar down here for the little pipe that they have going along their abdominal section, and then various bits of protection for the neck and all of that. For the legs, same sort of range of motion as I have with some of my other builds on the channel, like my Astartes and the Grey Knights and stuff like that, except that these have some problems moving forward because of this big bar on the front. So if I really want to move the legs all the way forward, which I usually don't need to for posability, I'll have to move this up and then move some other stuff. Actually, it's not the bar that's obstructing it. It's the waist, actually. But they can move to about there. So it could be worse, but it also could be better. So I'll leave those modifications to you guys. But this is what I'm good with for now because I like having them in a more static position. As far as the lower legs go, these bend back all the way to 90 degrees, and then they twist, built with basically the same construction as my Grey Knight. There are a lot of similarities between this and the Grey Knight, which I'll compare in a moment. And then for the hips, you can see a little bit of the construction of that there with the waist piece, which is on a jumper plates, and some of the other random bits of how it's all put together. But let's put those back together right now. On the back, we have their cape. I got this from the Thor mech set, but I just thought it would make a nice cape, and I didn't want to build a massive brick-built cape for the whole thing because it would just look clunky and kind of just terrible and ridiculous. So that's all for that, really. And then for coloration, I went with a partially gold, partially maroon. But of course, there are plenty of different colorations for Custodes, mostly between black, gold, and maroon. It's just this is what I went with because I want to use the Iron Man helmet, though I also tried to use the Armorer's helmet from the Mandalorian, being this one, which is actually a fully golden helmet. But yeah. You could also use, as an example, the King's helmet piece from the new Castle set, because that's also in gold. But, or I guess this is originally the Queen, but I modified it so that they had a King, because my other Knight factions had Kings as opposed to Queens, so I wanted it to line up a little bit more. In any case, here is the Guardian Spear. So we got a basic spear piece in the back. This is just for the butt end, just because there's the big spike that they have there. And then a little bit of just a black piece to end it off. For the trigger, we have that down here, along with the rest of that grip area. But of course, a minifig can only actually grip this section, not this, because it has standard clips for the hands. The rest of it, I went back and forth a lot on. We got the bolter here. I guess you could put them in a magazine. I think there's magazines on the Guardian Spears here if you wanted to, but I didn't really want a giant thing jutting out. And then this is used for the tops of a lot of the towers of Hogwarts, but the shape is just about perfect. It's just a spike going straight out from the thing. And then the blade on the top is just going to be... I use one of these. I think it might be better if you were to use like a machete piece or something like that, but I wanted it to protrude a little bit more instead of just going forward, and this isn't completely accurate to the shape that they have in a lot of the art and images that you can find of the Custodes, but it was what I had and what worked better than a lot of other things that didn't really work the best and just didn't look very good, so this is what I went with. So that's all I really got to say with that. In any case, fun little build to add in to anything really Warhammer. Kind of hard to really fit these guys into much of a battle setting because they're always guarding the Imperial Palace and the Golden Throne. But, you know, I still like to have him on display just as he is because I actually really like the dimensions of him. As a real quick comparison, here is my Grey Knight, which is also technically a Space Marine. This is not related to the Custodes, really. But they do use the Emperor's Gene Seed, and so in a sense there is some similarities between the two of them. But here they are next to each other, and you can see that the Custodes is going to be a little bit taller, as they should, because this is just a regular Astartes. But the techniques that I use on the legs, as an example, are actually very similar. You can see that they're almost the same. And then the arms also don't have as many similarities, except in the shoulder joint. Shoulder joints are very similar, as are the armor plates on the side. But the bodies are completely different constructions. So, yep. All I really got to say about that. And that's really all I got for you guys today. If you have any particular comments, questions, anything like that, go ahead and put them in the comments below. And also, if you would like to see me build anything else from Warhammer or from anything else, also please do put it in the comments below. I need more ideas. So yeah, like and subscribe. Send this to a friend if they like Warhammer or Lego or both. And that's all I got for you guys today. Have a great day and keep on building.